What exactly happened behind Taehyung's gloomy face as he entered a luxury hotel in the heart of Paris? Why was Jungkook reportedly furious upon hearing the news? Was Taehyung truly mistreated during his recent visit to Paris? A massive question now shadows the global entertainment world, while millions of ARMY hold their breath, waiting for clarification on an incident that is both shocking and heartbreaking. What seemed like a simple moment, a global idol entering a hotel after a major event, apparently hides a much deeper wound and leaves deep unease in the hearts of his loyal fans. The incident began on the night of July 6, 2025, when Taehyung, better known as V BTS, was captured on camera by paparazzi in a very unusual state. He was seen entering a five-star hotel in Paris with an expression that was far from his usual self. There was no warm smile, no cheerful greeting to fans as he often does. Instead, Taehyung kept his head down, his steps heavy, and his facial expression showed deep emotional stress. His face looked pale, his eyes puffy, and he simply lowered his gaze, as if trying to hide something that had happened hours earlier. Several videos circulating on social media quickly went viral. A staff member was seen approaching him, but Taehyung shook his head gently and walked straight ahead, without saying a word. ARMY worldwide instantly sensed something was wrong. This wasn't just fatigue after attending an event. This wasn't simple exhaustion from a packed schedule. This looked like trauma. But what really happened? Unofficial reports from local media in Paris mentioned that Taehyung had attended a private fashion event closed to the press. The event was organized by a well-known fashion house that previously had good relations with BTS. However, it was rumored that during the event, Taehyung experienced unpleasant treatment from one of the honored guests, a senior European fashion figure with a controversial history towards Asian celebrities. Internal sources stated that this figure blatantly disrespected and ignored Taehyung's presence, even making cynical remarks while Taehyung stood to engage. According to a staff member present at the event, the treatment Taehyung received was far below standard etiquette. He was not only ignored but also laughed at when introducing himself. Even a Western fashion influencer reportedly refused a photo with him, claiming to not know him well enough. Despite Taehyung's global popularity surpassing most celebrities present that night, the situation peaked when a senior designer, previously known to have collaborated with BTS, appeared to avoid Taehyung as he tried to greet them. This moment was vaguely captured by an attendee who accidentally filmed the encounter and shared it on TikTok. The clip lasted only 17 seconds, but it was enough to shake the world. The caption read, "Why does Taehyung look so hurt? What did you do to him?" Jungkook, who is currently fulfilling his military duties in South Korea, was said to have reacted immediately after receiving information from their personal manager, who is also in Paris. According to a source close to HYB, Jungkook was extremely angry and requested a full report of the incident. He even expressed his desire to release an official statement in support of Taehyung and to protest the event organizers. However, the agency is currently weighing its response carefully so as not to create diplomatic tension between global brands and Korean artist representation. What hurt the ARMY most wasn't just the incident itself, but the fact that Taehyung said nothing about it. He remained silent. He gave no statements. He posted nothing on social media. He simply returned to his hotel, alone, in a silence that pierced the online world. Some South Korean public figures also voiced their concerns. A senior entertainment journalist stated that this incident should serve as a reminder that discrimination against Asian artists still subtly exists in the global entertainment scene. He added that figures like Taehyung deserve to be treated with respect and dignity, given their role in elevating Asia's image globally through the unstoppable Korean wave. Even deeper, the incident reopened old wounds experienced by Korean artists on the global stage. Too often, they're seen as less worthy, even after breaking world records, topping Billboard charts, and winning global awards. Taehyung is the face of BTS who brings Korean art, fashion, and culture to the international stage. But that night, the world seemed to forget all of that. Meanwhile, fans speculated about private conversations between Jungkook and Taehyung following the event. Some believed that Jungkook might use his platform after completing his military service to speak out more boldly. There were also rumors that Jungkook was writing a song expressing his frustration and anger at the injustice his friend experienced. An insider from HYB's production team even said that Jungkook hasn't been this tense since the Jimin incident last year. That statement triggered public memories of when Jimin was previously targeted by international media bullying, and Jungkook stepped in as his protector. Now, history seems to be repeating. Only this time, it's Taehyung who's hurt, but IT didn't stop there. An open letter from the international army community has reportedly reached the desk of the brand director behind the event. They demand clarification, an apology, and assurances that such incidents won't happen again. Even some European public figures spoke out, criticizing the treatment Taehyung allegedly received and calling it a step backward in the world of inclusive fashion. Amid all this, the public kept asking, where's the official statement from the agency? Why hasn't HYB responded even as public pressure intensifies? Are they waiting for the right time or considering diplomatic consequences? On the other hand, fans understood that perhaps Taehyung himself requested silence because that's his character. Calm, gentle, and unwilling to stoke flames even when he's the one burning. But how long must the world witness gentle souls like Taehyung being treated unfairly? Taehyung's journey to Paris, which should have been a moment of grandeur, inspiration, and glory, turned into a shadow of sadness that surfaced in the digital world. He came not as a stranger, but as a global icon. He didn't ask for special treatment, only to be respected as a person and artist. But what he received was pain, a pain now seen and felt by millions of hearts across the globe. However, over time and after further investigation by various parties, including clarifications from reputable media, eyewitnesses, and the artist's management, it was revealed that the news about Taehyung being mistreated in Paris was unfounded and deviated from the actual truth. After numerous video clips, wild speculations, and assumptions by netizens escalated the issue, the truth slowly emerged, and what was discovered was vastly different from the narrative that had stirred fan emotions. The viral video showing Taehyung looking sad as he entered the hotel turned out to be an edited clip from a longer recording. The full version, which later circulated, showed Taehyung smiling and waving to staff and fans. However, the edited version, combined with a specific camera angle, deliberately created a huge misunderstanding. These facts were eventually acknowledged by several accounts that initially spread the short video, and some even deleted their posts and publicly apologized. Moreover, the claim that Taehyung was ignored or belittled by certain fashion figures was unsubstantiated. No eyewitnesses confirmed the incident. On the contrary, some guests at the event shared positive experiences with Taehyung, describing him as friendly, warm, and professional. A fashion journalist from France even uploaded a previously unreleased photo showing Taehyung smiling in a casual conversation with two famous designers. He stated that the atmosphere was pleasant and all guests welcomed Taehyung respectfully. HYB finally released an official statement explaining that no negative incident occurred during Taehyung's visit to Paris. They regretted the spread of baseless rumors and urged fans to be cautious when consuming unverified social media content. The agency confirmed that Taehyung was fine, and all his activities in Paris went smoothly and pleasantly. As for Jungkook, who was reportedly angry over the incident, it turned out he had no such reaction, because the incident never actually happened. Content claiming he was furious and wanted to issue a statement was purely speculative fanfiction. Several fanbase accounts that spread the narrative deleted their posts after being criticized for sharing hoaxes. What really happened? Taehyung, as usual, attended a fashion show invitation as a guest of honor. After the event, he returned to his hotel tired from a busy schedule. His neutral expression on camera wasn't due to trauma or mistreatment, but simple physical fatigue. Days later, in an interview, Taehyung confirmed that his visit to Paris was enjoyable and he appreciated the warm welcome he received. The conclusion of this entire news saga is that the rumors of Taehyung being mistreated in Paris and Jungkook's alleged outrage are untrue. There was no discrimination, no insult, and no unpleasant treatment as widely circulated online. The story arose from a mix of assumptions, fan emotions, and fragmented information crafted to seem real. This is a critical lesson for the public, especially passionate fans, to respond wisely to circulating information. In today's fast-moving digital era, narratives can be built from a single video clip and provocative language. Without verification, such information can become dangerous misinformation, not only damaging an artist's reputation but also harming the entertainment industry as a whole. We can't deny the ARMY's deep concern for Taehyung, and that love is incredible. But true love must also come with wisdom and responsibility. Spreading unconfirmed information, even with good intentions, can backfire and hurt the artist. In closing, Taehyung was not mistreated in Paris. Jungkook is not angry. And everything that happened during their visit was part of their normal professional activities. As viewers, fans, and supporters of their work, we must learn to see things more clearly, wait for official clarification, and not rush to conclusions. Because often, behind a silent expression, there's no pain, just exhaustion after giving their best to the world.